Today I'm going to show you how to make the easiest and the best chicken breasts in your Instant Pot. Hi, my name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome to my sister Carrie's kitchen. My sister Carrie and I are on a mission to teach real families how to eat real food at home on a budget. So if you want to learn how to cook at home while saving money, make sure that you like and subscribe so you never miss one of our easy recipes. And today I'm going to show you how to make the easiest and the best chicken breast in your Instant Pot. This is great for meal prepping. We're always cooking multiple things, so sorry about that, timer friends. We're always testing and cooking in this kitchen, but this chicken breast is so great for a quick weeknight meal, and it's also great for meal prepping. So you can make this at the beginning of the week and you can eat it for lunch all week long. I have linked this recipe in the description below. Also, of course, we have an Instant Pot digital cookbook. So if you love your Instant Pot as much as we do, make sure you check that out below. First, we're going to make the seasoning mixture. So when we make our seasoning mixtures, we like to mix it all together in a bowl and then season the protein with it from there. It's just a good way to make sure it gets evenly distributed. So first up, we're going to start with a teaspoon of Italian seasoning mix. Now, if they do not have this at your grocery store, most people in the United States, you should be able to find it. But if you're outside, I'm going to link a recipe in the description below where you can make this at home. It's so good and we use it all the time. Then we're going to do a teaspoon of salt. Then a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I can only find a fourth of a teaspoon, so I'm doing 2. That's why I'm doing 2. Do you guys have like a measuring tool or something that's always missing in your kitchen? It's the teaspoon and the half a teaspoon around here are really popular, so we always misplace it. Now I'm doing a half a teaspoon of the paprika and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. So that's all it is. Oh, the puppies are excited. That's all it is in this seasoning mixture, just 5 simple seasonings. And we're just gonna stir that right together. Once you get your seasonings mixed ready, we're gonna go ahead and warm up the Instant Pot, lack of a better word. This is your Instant Pot. If you're new to it, I'm gonna walk you through it today. Just take your lid off, and first, we are going to heat up the insert by putting this on the saute setting because I love browning the chicken for a little bit before we pressure cook it to really give it that nice seared brown flavor. So just turn this on your Instant Pot setting. Mine is defaulting to 30 minutes, which is completely fine. We're not going to take that full amount of time, but you just don't want to risk it shutting off in the middle of cooking it. So, all right, that is on. So that is going to start heating up. While that's warming up, go ahead and take your seasoning mixture and rub it on both sides of your chicken breast. The way I do this is I sprinkle it on top and then I rub it in with a basting brush. I'm going to get both sides. I have 4. Just because I don't want to get out another dish, I'm going to just make them in an even layer. Sprinkle about half the seasoning on top. And take your basting brush and rub it into the chicken. So I rub the seasonings on one side of the chicken breast and then flip it over, and we're going to sprinkle the remaining seasoning on the other side and then rub it in with that basting brush as well. Once you can feel the heat on the Instant Pot insert, so you know it's hot, so be careful, don't touch it because it is hot. Then add in a tablespoon of oil into the bottom. Then we're going to add the chicken. Like I said, this is hot since we preheated it, so don't put it in with your fingers. I like to use these tongs. You're going to lay it in a single layer. You hear it at the bottom. You want to get it nice and brown on both sides. So try not to let them overlap. I really don't want to do 2 batches because it's just a time suck. So I just kind of scooch them in there if needed. All right, so we're going to let them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side till they are nice and golden brown. All right, sorry about the steam. It's probably fogging up the camera. That's how you know it's getting nice and brown. Look at that. It's beautiful. We're just going to flip them, and we're going to get a little color on the other side as well. And again, just about 3 to 4 minutes. You can really start to smell it, and you can see it. Now, since these are browning a little bit different than this, I'm going to rotate my chicken just because, like every appliance, it looks like it's having some hot spots, and I just want them to get as even as possible. I'm just going to rotate those around in the pan, just like you would like a grill or an oven. Once both sides are nice and brown, go ahead and turn the Instant Pot off so you don't risk burning them. And then you're just going to temporarily remove the chicken breast from the Instant Pot. Then add 1 cup of chicken broth to the Instant Pot insert. And this step is very important. You want to get a spatula and really scrape off those brown bits. And the reason we want to do it is that when we pressure cook, this could really trigger the burn notice in the Instant Pot, and it adds a ton of flavor to the gravy we're going to make to serve with this chicken. Okay, once the brown bits are all off, now we're going to add the trivet. Now this is the trivet that just comes with your Instant Pot. It has the nice little handle, so it's easy. We're going to add this so we don't risk the chicken burning at the bottom of the insert. And it also helps with not getting the burn notice. So with the newer models of Instant Pot, it does have a safety feature on there where it doesn't like cause anyone danger, but it also has a tendency to trip that burn notice pretty easily. Oops. So we just got to always make sure we're not having a lot of stuff sitting on the bottom of the Instant Pot. Okay, then add the chicken back and place it right on top of the trivet in your insert. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter and just place it right on top of the chicken. Don't stress out about the placement of it. We really just want that to cook down into the chicken and into the liquid that we're going to turn into the gravy. Okay, so now it's time to put the lid on your Instant Pot. You want to make sure that you get it in the locking position. So you want to go like this, where it makes that fun noise, and then you just do a small turn clockwise and it'll lock in place. Once the lid is on, turn the valve on the lid to the sealing position. Okay, now to pressure cook it, click manual, or yours might say pressure or high pressure depending on, and you want to move this down to 8 minutes. And then on this one, I don't have to hit start, and we're going to let it pressure cook for 8 minutes. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to come to pressure, and then it'll cook for 8. Okay, so it just beeped and it just went off. So now what we want to do is let this go up to 5. Right now it says L000. We want this to raise to 5 minutes. So in order to do that, you just don't touch the Instant Pot and let it sit here for 5 minutes. So once this sits at 5 like this, that means the pressure has been naturally releasing for 5 minutes. So then you want to go back up to this valve on the lid, and we're going to move it from the sealing position to the venting position, and be really careful because steam is going to come out of here. Ready? And if you want, you can put a wet kitchen towel on top of it to catch the steam, especially if you have like cabinets or anything above the Instant Pot. You'll know when it's done releasing the steam because this little knob back here will be flush with the lid. It's going to lower as the steam releases, and then it's safe to open the lid on the Instant Pot. So now you can see the little red pin is all the way down and flush, so it's good to open the Instant Pot. Okay, so be careful when touching this because it is hot. Has been cooking. I'm using these as a precaution here. You're going to take off the lid, release the pressure, or the pressure's already released. Now, steam will drip from the lid, so usually when I take it off, I put it like that so it doesn't drip everywhere, or you can put it in a sink, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to remove the trivet and the chicken. So that's why I got my pot holders, because this metal insert is going to be HOT hot, so be careful. Look, the chicken's on there, so you can just easily pull it up with the handles, and then I'm just putting it on a separate plate. And then we are going to make our gravy with the juices that are left. So to make the gravy, we're going to now switch the Instant Pot back over to the saute setting and let it heat up again. So on this one, I have to do cancel to get it off of the pressure cook setting, and then I'm going to hit saute, and we're going to go ahead and let it heat up. Now it default to 30 minutes on mine. It's not going to take that long, but I'm going to leave it because I'll turn it off when I'm done, because you're going to watch it right here. This is just like if you're making gravy on a stovetop. Now let's make our cornstarch slurry. This is going to help us thicken the gravy. You want to dissolve 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with about 2 tablespoons cold water. And if it's not dissolving well, you can always get a little bit more cold water just to make sure that it dissolves completely. This chicken smells good, guys. It's right here. It's smelling. Amazing. You do not want to dump your cornstarch right into the hot liquid or it will get clumpy and gross. So that's why we dissolve it first in a cold liquid and then we mix it in. Then take your cornstarch slurry and we're going to dump it into the broth and the liquids in the Instant Pot and just whisk it in. And it's already on the saute setting, so it will be hot, and so be careful. Now we're just going to let it cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until it starts to thicken. So it's starting to boil, so that's great. You can continue to whisk, and we're just wanting it to thicken slightly. Now, if it's not getting as thick as you would like, you can add in a little bit more cornstarch. Just make sure you mix it with water before adding it in. So once the gravy is to the thickness that you like, go ahead and turn the Instant Pot off. Mine has like a cancel button. Yours might say off. And this will just make sure that your gravy doesn't get burned because it's just like leaving a pot on a stove. So make sure you turn it off. And then the only thing left to do is to serve it up. So the best part about this chicken is that you can literally serve it with anything. It's great as is. You can do it over mashed potatoes, noodles, rice, the gravy goes delicious over that. Even roasted potatoes or potatoes on the grill would be awesome. Just whatever you do, make sure you serve that chicken topped with that extra gravy from the Instant Pot because it's going to give so much flavor because we got the brown bits from the bottom, which adds tons of flavor. It's time for my favorite part, the taste testing. This is the best part. Okay, guys, let me know. Ooh, this chicken is so tender. I almost didn't need my knife. That's pretty exciting. Let me know what you guys would serve with this in the comments below. Me, I'm going potatoes with this gravy. Ooh, I think that would be so delicious. The flavor's amazing. You guys, this is amazing. If you are using your Instant Pot, I hope you try out this recipe. And then when you try it out, go to the recipe post, and leave us a comment and let us know what you think. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing what you liked, how you served it, all the things. So make sure you go and let us know. All right, friends, I got to get out of here. I got some chicken to eat. This is so good. I'm going to eat this whole bowl of chicken. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Don't forget, I've linked this recipe and our Instant Pot cookbook in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss one of our easy recipes. All right, friends, I am out of here. Don't forget, make sure you always eat at home by eating on a dime. Bye, friends.